Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Bemani Lounge DUELS IRL. I'll be your commentator for this episode. I go by the name of Darnell. I'm the creative director for Bemani Lounge. And here we have Pure Thunder Dragon versus Orcust. Pure Thunder Dragon being piloted by Bruce of Wolfpack Gaming, and Orcust being piloted by Will, Tier 1 gaming customer and Bemani Lounge member. So it looks like Bruce has started off with a Lure of Darkness and has banished the Thunder Dragon Dark off Lure's effect to draw himself 2 cards. I know there's a bit of glare there, but he did indeed banish Thunder Dragon Dark for it, which he's going to use this effect to then add Thunder Dragon Hawk to hand. Now pitching the Thunder Dragon Hawk in order to special summon the Thunder Dragon Dark, and now normal summoning the Matrix. Looks like we have no response from Will on his side, as we're getting a Link summon, most likely for, some summon summoner. And it looks like he's activating Matrix's effect engraved to add another copy of Matrix to hand. And we have a Thunder Dragon Fusion coming down, which he'll then return Matrix, and I believe that was Dark, in order to bring out Thunder Dragon Titan. Yes, Thunder Dragon Titan on the board. A very powerful card in a pure variant of Thunder Dragons. Just being able to pop opponent's cards, it's OP. Not as problematic as Thunder Dragon Colossus in my opinion, but still very, very, very problematic. So we have the summoner being sent away in order to bring out Thunder Dragon Colossus. Sorry guys, I get them confused sometimes. And a pass turn from Bruce. So a Colossus and a Titan pass, and one set back row from Bruce. Let's see how Will plays through this. And we have a Twin Twister coming down, pitching another copy of Twin Twister for cost, targeting Bruce's back row. And it looks like it was the Paleozoic Deinonymiscus. So Bruce will not get to use that on any of Will's Orcust plays. Now we have Mathematician coming down. And it looks like Bruce is letting the effect go, no response. Most likely going to dump the Harp Horror to grave. Classic Orcust plays, classic. Now, the problem with this is that it looks like Bruce has enough firepower in his hand in order to keep propping the Thunder Dragon Titan, so he could keep on interrupting Will's plays, and we see that happening now as Thunder Dragon Dark's being sent to grave. Titan is being chained upon that in order to pop. Looks like he's going for the Mathematician, leaving the Orcust Nightmare on board. The Orcust Nightmare was brought out by the effect of Harp Horror, I believe. So Thunder Dragon Dark is now going to add another copy of Dark to hand. But it looks like Will has a pretty good follow-up by activating Foolish Burial. Let's see what he sends to grave. Most likely... Oh, he's going for Gizmek. Okay. That's an interesting play. As he checks his hand one more time. And it looks like he's having second thoughts about that. This is a friendly local, so I don't think these guys mind, taking a little playback. I don't think it's a huge deal. So he's going to send the Wand instead and use this effect to banish itself in order to special the Harp Horror from grave. But it looks like on resolution, Bruce is discarding the Matrix in order to boost Colossus' attack power and then Chain Titan in order to pop the Harp Horror. I don't see Will having much plays after this. And yes, it looks like we're having a pass turn from Will. That Titan just overperforming right now and just hindering Will from doing any plays. As Bruce then switches his monsters to attack position. Now remember, Colossus is boosted by the Matrix, so its attack is now 3,100. We have Titan on board with 3,200. So Bruce is going to banish the Matrix in order to add a Thunder Monster to hand. And it looks like he's adding Duo to hand. And if he has... It looks like he might have enough firepower to close this out. As he banishes, I believe, Matrix and Dark in order to summon the Duo. And by doing so, he's going to prompt their banishment effects. Will just confirming about everything that's happening. So Matrix is getting added to hand. And OG Thunder Dragon is getting added to hand. Let's see how this progresses. I'm pretty sure he has enough to close this out. So he's going to discard Thunder Dragon in order to activate his effect to grab himself another Thunder Dragon, but he's also going to chain Titan in order to pop the Orcust Nightmare. Oof. I definitely believe this is enough firepower to kill Will this turn. So it looks like Bruce is just doing some calculations and going to battle phase. Swinging in with the Titan for 32. Swinging in for 31 with the Duo. And closing it out with Colossus. And looks like we're going to game 2, ladies and gentlemen. Not much Will could do staring down a Titan with multiple pops. So let's see how this progresses. And it looks like Will has let Bruce go first. Interesting. He must be playing a going second variant of Orcust. So it looks like he discarded an OG Thunder Dragon, which is going to be met by an Ash Blossom from Will. Interesting he chose to Ash that, but it looks like that was enough to stop Bruce as he passed his turn. Bruce must have bricked. It's interesting that was his only play. So we have a Mathematician coming down. The summon and the effect seem to be fine. Look at Will's face. He was definitely happy about that. So, yep, most likely dumping the Harp Horror. Oof. But a preemptive DD Crow. Now, DD Crow is going to banish the Harp Horror, so Will not get a chance to activate the effect. But if he's able to dump another one to grave, he will have the chance to use Harp Horror's effect. So let's see what his follow-up play will be. Bruce just asking if Will's turn is already over. I believe so. So Mathematician swung in, doing some damage to Bruce during the battle phase, and it looks like we have a pass turn from Will, and on end phase, Bruce has activated a Thunder Dragon Dark in order to get another Thunder Dragon Dark. So draw phase on Bruce's turn. And another pass turn from Bruce. His hand must really be awful this game. So as Will proceeds to main phase, ooh, Darth Greffer coming down. Special summoning by discarding the Orcust Nightmare. And followed by its on-field effect. So it looks like he's going to discard a Harp Horror in order to dump an additional monster from deck. And no response from Bruce. Now, this is really powerful, like really too strong from Will, because he's just lining up his graveyard with tons of advantage right now. So he's dumping the Wand, and it looks like he's gonna banish the Harp Horror, most likely to summon the Skeleton from deck. Yep, Symbol Skeleton coming down. And it looks like we're getting a Link summon, obviously going for the Galatea. So Greffer and the Symbol Skeleton being linked away to summon Galatea. Summon seems to be fine. Okay, let's see what the next play here is. So we have Wand being banished in order to special summon Harp Horror from the banish. And now it looks like we're linking Galatea, the Mathematician, and Harp Horror away in order to bring out Borosword. Will trying to close out the game, but it is immediately met with an infinite impermanence from Bruce. I had a feeling he was holding on to something. So Will looking to close out the game pretty quickly, but that infinite is going to prevent Borosword from using its effect to swing it for 6k or more. So it looks like he's going to use Skeleton's effect to banish itself and resurrect the Galatea from grave. Now, even with Borosword's effect being stopped, Will should have enough extenders in order to close this out. So he's banishing the Orcust Nightmare, targeting the Borosword in order to send Gizmek to grave, which in turn that's going to boost Borosword's attack by 800. Bruce just quickly checking the effect of I forget that card's name, of the Wand. You know which one I mean. So he's using Galatea's effect to send Skeleton back to deck in order to get himself an Orcust spell or trap, and it looks like he's going for Babel, which we all know that's a very annoying card in the Orcust lineup. So Babel's being set and then activated. causing all his Orcust effects to now be quick effects from grave. And we have Dingirsu coming down on top of the Galatea, using its effect to attach Orcust Nightmare from the Banished Zone. And a declaration of battle phase. Borosword swinging in for 3,800, and Dingirsu most likely swinging in for another 26, dropping Bruce to 100. And we have Gizmek now coming back from grave, and Bruce has seen enough. We're going to game 3, ladies and gentlemen. Looks like Bruce is starting off by discarding what I believe is the OG Thunder Dragon, but it's met with an Ash Blossom. This is almost like a repeat of the last game, but we have Batteryman Solar coming down, activating its effect to dump from deck. Let's see what he sends. Most likely going for the Roar, but let's see what he chooses. As we'll just quickly check the effect of Batteryman. Ooh, no, it looks like he has the Roar in hand, unless he plays multiple copies, but dumping the Thunder Dragon Hawk to grave instead. Now he's going to discard the Roar in order to get the Hawk back to hand, discarding the Hawk in order to special summon the Roar, and then that's going to prompt Batteryman Solar in order to special a token. And it looks like Will may have a response. And we see a discard of... Oh, and a Chaos Hunter coming down, discarding a Harp Horror for, I believe it's cost. So that's going to lock down Bruce's graveyard, just Bruce's graveyard. It's going to prevent him from doing any banishment and prevent him from doing getting any further advantage in this matchup. So it looks like we're having a Link Summon coming down, the token and Batteryman being used to make IP, and the Roars being sent away in order to bring out Thunder Dragon Colossus. And we have a set 1 from Bruce. And it looks like this. Discarding Thunder Dragon Dark in order to add another copy of Dark to hand. And it's looking like a set 1 from Bruce in a past turn as Will draws for turn. And going straight to battle phase. So Chaos Hunter's going to swing into IP, clipping him for 1,700 worth of damage. Main phase 2, Will's going to banish the Harp Horror from grave, most likely for the Orcust Nightmare. Yep, here it comes. And it's looking like this is full Orcust combo here. So Orcust Nightmare and the Chaos Hunter being sent away in order to bring out Galatea. No response from Bruce. Nightmare being banished to target the Galatea. Let's see what he dumps. And it looks like he sent the Wand to grave. So now Galatea is going to activate its effect to shuffle, I believe, the Harp Horror to deck in order to get an Orcust spell or trap. And he's going for Babel. Will pretty much in a very dominating position right now. Let's see if Bruce can turn this around. So the Wand is going to banish itself in order to special summon Orcust Nightmare. And we have Dingirsu being specialed on top of the Galatea. Will using its effect to send, but it's going to be met with an impermanence from Bruce, which should be fine. I believe Will has enough plays here. So Dingirsu and the Nightmare being sent away to make his own IP. And we have a set 2 from Will as he contemplates. But definitely being in a very dominating position right now. A set 3 from Will. And actually a set 2 as he takes it back. Remember, this is just a friendly locals, so I'm sure they're okay with that. And on his standby phase, it looks like he's going to activate Orcust Nightmare. Remember, Orcust effects are quick effects now that Babel's on the field. So Nightmare is going to dump Skeleton to the grave. And I'm sure he's going to follow that up. Yep, Skeleton's effect. Most likely going to bring back the Dingirsu from graveyard in order to send Thunder Dragon Colossus away. Yep, here comes the Dingirsu. Ding, ding, ding. Bruce does not look too happy about this, unfortunately, as his Colossus is sent to grave. Ooh, and it looks like he just has a Thunder Dragon Dark and an OG Thunder Dragon in hand. I believe he's discarded, but Will has a response using IP's effect to bring out Galatea. We'll see what Bruce searches. But he's not in the strongest of positions. Will has total control of the board right now. And we have a pass turn from Bruce, which is not what you want to see, because in the position that Will is in right now, he could easily close this game out. So on end phase, it looks like he's using Galatea's effect, I believe, to set the orchestrated return. I don't think he really needs it, but, you know, it's a nice just in case. You know, draw power is never bad as he draws for turn. And we have a normal mathematician coming down with its effect being activated. Dumping the Heart Horror to grave. Now activating its effect to banish itself. Most likely to special another Orcust Nightmare. Yep, here it comes. I want to say, as he links all three away, in order to... Here comes the Boral Sword. And it looks like he's definitely going to close out the game this time with the Boral Sword. No response from Bruce. So we have Orchestrated Nightmare, banishing the Symbol Skeleton, then resurrecting the Galatea. Almost a repeat of the last match. I'm telling you, Orcust is just super consistent. He's going to fetch himself another copy of Orchestrated. Like I said before, he doesn't really need it, but, you know, I guess just to be safe, as Ding Gearsu comes down, attaching the Nightmare, and Bruce has seen enough.
Oh, congrats, man.
It's my first time being Bruce.
Really? How do you feel?
Just feels awesome.
How do you feel, Bruce?
Felt defeated. Feel defeated.